1, 2, 3. Testing. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Maski Miller Learning Maski TV, grade 8 learners of South Africa and around the world. We are here today to try and learn more lessons that we have started initially. If you remember in our previous lesson, we had done algebraic expressions, but the focus was on expanding and simplifying only using addition and subtraction. So today we are going to expand and simplify using multiplication and division, in addition to addition and subtraction. Stay tuned. Yes, with that, we are going to cover at the end of this session the multiplication and the division of monomial, binomial, and trinomial. Okay. So we need to know how to simplify the expression as well as working with the square root, cubes, roots, and cube roots in each and every algebraic terms, if times allows. And also how to find the numerical values after you substitute. But that is only if the time allows us to do so. Okay, so let's check the quick recap. Last time we worked with algebraic expression where we spoke about when we have monomial, mono means 1. Do you remember that? We were saying if you have a term that is just 1 like that, 3x squared, that means monomial. So mono means 1. Then we have another one that we spoke about, binomial, and bi means 2. So you can just remember and recall those values. And we say that when we say it's binomial, it means that there's a plus or a minus in between the term that separate those two terms. So in trinomials, we said it has 3 terms. Remember, guys, the terms are separated by either plus or minus. So these pluses are the one that forces us to say this is a trinomial. But if there was no plus, we were just having x squared, let's say 2x and 3, which if you write it is 6x to the exponent 3. So if this was the equation, or this is what was the expression, this expression therefore will be monomial. So that's what we are saying, right? So you need to also remember that we have something we call coefficient. So coefficient, it's actually the number that comes before the variable. So in our 6x like this, basically our coefficient is going to be 6, right? So 6 will be our coefficient. Okay, I hope you guys can remember this, and then we can be able to roll with the lesson. Okay, so let's do it together. Remember I said that maths is a doing subject. So you can't do it if you just watch me. You have to practically write it down, go step by step, ask a question immediately when you have a problem. So don't even wait for me to finish. Just keep on asking the questions whenever you can. Okay. So look here. We have multiplication of monomial. So we are multiplying a monomial by a monomial. So remember we said monomial is one of the terms. So one term times one term. That's how we multiply monomial. The answer will then be 12x to the exponent 5. How did we get there? So for us to get there, we literally would have said that we have 3 multiplied by 4. So what we do is we multiply the number by themselves. So if I multiply 3 and 4, I will get 12, right? Also, if I multiply x squared by x cubed, which is x to the exponent 3. So if you remember our rules of exponent, when we multiply the exponents with the same basis, we add the indices. If we multiply the exponent with the same basis, we add the indices. So that's what you have to remember here. As we are multiplying this exponent, what we are going to do is we're going to keep our exponent, but we are going to add the indices, right? So we're going to just keep our base, and then we add the indices, and that's why we have x to the exponent 5. So when we write it down, it's going to be 3x squared multiplied by 4x cubed equals a 12x to the exponent 5. So that's how we get to the 12 to the exponent 5. So if you split it always like this, you will be able to get to the answer quicker. So as much as you want, you always have to try and split and focus on the numbers alone and then the variable alone. Okay. The practice there is if you have a negative 2a cubed multiplied by 5a to the exponent 4. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to refresh, reflect, and answer that question. So I'm not going to move away for a long time, just going to give you 2 seconds. And when I'm looking at it, you also looking at it and get the answer quicker. While you are getting that answer quicker, I want you to put the answer only on the chart or ask the question. Then we can be able to respond together. Okay, so we have the negative 2a cubed, which we are multiplying with 5a to the exponent 4. So as I've indicated, you need to first multiply the numbers together. And remember, when you multiply the number, you take them with their sign. So the sign of 2 is a negative. So negative times positive would have given us a negative. So that means we're going to have it as negative 2 multiplied by a 5 will give us negative 10. Again, you're going to take your variables, which is a to the exponent 3, multiply that by a to the exponent 4. When you do that, remember the rule, we keep the base and we add the exponents. So what we're going to have there is a to the exponent 7, right? If you add this together, then that means that our answer is going to be negative 10a to the exponent 7. So when you write your answer, then it will be negative 10a to the exponent 7. But this is what you would have done for you to end up with the correct answer. I hope you guys are following that and you'll be able to do any other question that have something like that. Okay. So with recap again, remember we did distributive law. So with distributive law, we did say that every time when you have a number outside the bracket, you multiply inside. So you're going to say 2x multiplied by x, which will give us 2x to the exponent 2. Please note, 2 comes from the exponent ones that are here on each and every x. So when we multiply, excuse me, when we multiply the x, we're going to keep the x, which is a base, and we add the exponents. 1 plus 1 will give us 2, right? Then we multiply again the 2x with 3. So 2x multiplied by 3, it's going to give us 6x. How? 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. And then we keep the x, just like that. Okay. So what we did on the first one is what you're going to do on the second one, right? You're going to also do the same. Multiply your numbers together. So we have 3y, open bracket, 2y minus 4, and you leave it like that. That means we're going to have equals to a negative 3y. So we multiply this by 2y, and also minus 4 multiplied by negative 3y. If you multiply this together, you're going to have a negative 6y squared plus 12y. And that is how you're going to solve this one for you to get your answer. So with all this way of calculations, you need to find the one that works perfectly for you, and then you adapt it and you continue working with it. I am very sure that you guys, you are enjoying this lesson, and you'll be able to apply this skill for any expression in any algebra, for maths and beyond. I believe that you can be able to do that. So while we are on it, I'm going just to give you a few minutes for us to look at that, try, relate, relocate, and get what you have to get for us to continue with it. I am just going to see you right after the break. Tune in. I hope you guys have managed to look into the question on the screen and find your way in it. But I'm going to show you many other ways to work with this kind of questions. It's very, very important because it's going to lead you to many other concepts that you learn in maths. So this is where we are multiplying binomials. Remember, we just multiply what? Monomials. So multiplying binomials is basically having two brackets, multiplying it together. So we have multiplied monomial by monomial. We have multiplied monomial by binomial. Now we are going to multiply binomial by binomial, right? So here, if you check, what happened is we have multiplied the first, you see, that's what first stands for. and then we go multiply the outer, and then we go multiply the inner, and then we go multiply the last, right? So we start with first, which will give us x squared, and we go multiply the outer. 5 multiplied by x will give us 5x, and we multiply the in, which will give us 2x, and we go multiply the last, which is the outside part of it, though that's the last. 2 multiplied by 5 equals 10. Right after you're done with that, you look at the like terms. So we have only 2 like terms, 5x plus 2x. That will give us a 7x. So if you check, that's the only changes that we are going to have. But at the end of the day, our answer is going to be x squared plus 7x plus 10. There's nothing more we can do there because there's no more like terms. All these terms are now becoming our trinomial. So we have just concluded multiplying binomial by binomial gives us a trinomial. That's what we have found right now. But this is one way of doing it. We have another way. Let me quickly show you. So if we had x plus 2 in a bracket and we have x plus 5, what happened there will be we're going to have an x and then we have x plus 5. So we are creating our own monomial and binomial together, right? So that will be plus 2 multiplied by x plus 5. Then we're going to do our binomial way and monomial calculations. So x times x will give us x squared. X times 5 will give us 5x. Plus 2 times x will give us a positive 2x. Plus 2 times plus 5 will give us a positive 10. Can you see that this statement is the same as the statement we got here? Right. So that means that we're going to have x squared plus 7x plus 10 because we had our like terms, which we added them together. Okay, so that's how we do it with that particular question. So that can happen as well where we have x minus 4 plus, and also x minus 4 in the bracket, and another bracket with x plus 2. So let's do this one together and see how you guys are going to do it. Please put the answers in the chat. I'll also do the answers on my side. So you can use either this method, the FOIL method, or the method I just showed you here, which you transform it to monomial, multiply by binomial. So let's go. X, let's use another color. In a bracket, x minus 4, and we have x plus 3. So if I use the monomial by binomial, I will have x, then it's multiplied by x plus 3. Then I have a minus 4. Remember, everyone, they go with their surnames when they are married. So take it with their surname. So that minus 4 is the surname that I went to when I went to the marriage. So x multiplied by x will be x squared, and x multiplied by 3 will be plus 3x. Then a minus 4 times x will be a minus 4x. And minus 4 times plus 3 will be minus 12. Because a negative times positives always gives us a negative. Then my like terms will be a positive 3x minus 4x. So I have x squared minus x minus 12. Yet again, we got our trinomial. So every time you multiply a binomial by a binomial, you get a trinomial as an answer. Okay, so you guys can look at that and try to apply the same skill for the division. And with the division, I want us to focus and ensure that we get it truly and correct. I promise you, if you can get this multiplication and this division rules properly, you would never go wrong. Algebra is the basic of your maths. I need you guys to focus and ensure that you understand every little bit of it. If you don't understand, please put the questions on the chat and keep on asking us. Or you can consult our books. Remember, we do have a platinum, we have a spot on, we have today, and you can go to them. You can find those ones, and they can also help you. I'll see you just right back while you're looking at that for us to continue in the session. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome again to Maski Learning and Maski TV. I'm very sure you guys are learning. Okay? I am trying my all best to be with you and right along with you. So with this, I have said, since we do have time for division, let's check it and see how we're going to summarize it and make it easier for ourselves. So we have two ways of doing this as well. When we are dividing or subtracting, and make sure that we are dealing with the like terms, make sure that you look at the signs that is given. So for now, our division is given just like that. That is the normal division that we see in books, right? So this is a very quick one where you have 12x to the exponent 5, which is divided by 4x squared. Similar to multiplication, what you are going to do is you're going to divide the numbers first. So if you say 12 divided by 4, you will get your answer to be 3. As well as when you say x to the exponent 5 divided by x squared. So what is happening here? The rules that we have learned says every time when you have the exponents and that has the same basis, but it's divided, what happened is those exponents or those bases, we'll keep them, but we subtract the exponent. Just like that. We subtract them. We don't add this one because of the division. So remember, the opposite of multiplication is division. Then the opposite of plus is minus. So the same what we are doing here. When we are multiplying, we're adding the exponent. Now we are subtracting. Therefore, we'll have x to the exponent 3. So that's why you'll see here having our answer being 3x to the exponent 3. I'm very sure you guys have mastered that, because this is not actually something that you didn't know. It's something that you already knew, but you wanted just a few clarities, right? So that's what we do. We actually just look at the numbers, separately from the variables. And then we combine them at the end. So let's do this together as we have looked at the example together. This is our togetherness kind of a lesson. So let's do it together. We have negative 8y to the exponent 6 divided by 2y to the exponent 3. These two as well, we're going to apply the same rule that we did. If I had negative 8 and I'm dividing it by a negative 2, a negative divided by a negative will give me a positive. And 8 divided by 2 is 4, right? Again, when I deal with my y to the exponent 6, so that will be y to the exponent 6 divided by y to the exponent 3. What is going to happen is I'm going to have my y, but I'll have 6 minus 3 because I need to subtract my exponent. Then that will be 4y squared. So that's how you do these questions. Easy, right? I'm very sure that you guys have mastered that and you can be able to do it. So one other method that you need to know is just the method of splitting. It's still the same division that we are doing, but now you need to know how to split. So every time you are given it like this, you just have to split. How do you split? You look at your numerator and you see how many terms you have and you split accordingly. Then you keep your denominator. So in this example, the steps we didn't put is that you were supposed to have 6x cubed. You divide it by 3x. Then you add 9x squared, divide that by 3x. So if you check with the application we just did, 6 divided by 3 will give us a 2. And x to the exponent 3 with divided by x, which you have to the exponent 1. That means you will have x to the exponent 3 minus 1, which is the same as x squared. So we're going to have x squared. Right. The same applies to our 9x squared. We have 9 divided by 3, which will give us 3. And also x squared divided by x, which have an exponent of 1, which will be saying x squared minus 1, which gives us x. And that is the reason we have our answer as 2x squared plus 3x. So that is the method or the procedures that you have to follow. I am very sure that you guys can go and do this one by yourself and ask us questions where you need to. Also, you can just let us know what more do you want us to show you. You can just let us know, then we'll be able to help you. While you are doing that, you can actually go to our textbook, Platinum, and in the Platinum textbook, in page 80 of this book, you're going to find nice exercises, which the example is there. If you don't have the book, please go online and buy our PDF, which you can be able to browse it on the phone, on the laptop, and anywhere that you want for you to be able to learn and see this. Go with everyone. Right, so we have done what we have to do, but we always don't go alone. We always have a very nice friend which does act like me, and that friend is willing to help you every time, everywhere, just on the palm of your hands. The name of our friend is Maski. The number phone is 072 091 0388. Please ask Maski for more assistance. In every way, Maski will help you. And that is it from Maski Miller Learning and Maski TV. And Teacher Tandy for you. From now up until the end of your education, we will stay together forever. We will see you next week. Please stay blessed and ensure that you study at all times. Bye.
And now we enter our next exciting chapter with the launch of Maskiverse, an inspiring trio of innovations, our AI-powered learning companion, captivating TV content, and a vibrant playground for interactive learning, and our own dedicated app, all coming together beautifully to deliver learning outcomes through technology. Now we enter our next exciting chapter with the launch of